It's now the first week of football season, and we are here on the second edition of Patriot Focus for the year, and we are specifically, for most of the show, not talking about football, because in about an hour, we're going to start coverage of Sullivan East versus Johnson County. Mayhem in the Mountains, they're calling it. They're playing the middle school game now. The high school game will begin at 7:30 tonight. So make sure you get out to Alumni Field at Sullivan East High School and watch the Patriots play Johnson County. It was a great game last year. It was I think a 6-point game in the end or something to that effect. And the bottom line is the Patriots were 1 yard away from winning that one. And considering how the rest of the season went, got to kind of wonder if it would have been different had that 1 yard been dealt with by the Patriots last year. So down here at Alumni Field, we'll see what can happen as the Patriots play Johnson County coming up this evening. Coverage starts in about an hour at 7 o'clock here on 790 The Fan. Make sure you're listening in. We have the Atlanta Braves later on in the fall. We're going to bring you a lot, and I do mean a lot, of college football. App State is going to be involved in that. We have some SEC football coming up for you, and maybe a couple other conferences thrown in as well. And, of course, we're going to have NFL coverage as well. Possibilities of triple headers on Saturdays and Sundays as we go into the fall here on 790 The Fan. But for this half an hour, we're going to focus on Sullivan East High School, and we're not going to talk any more sports. We're going to talk about dance and theater, and we'll have an interview with our assistant principal, our brand new assistant principal. That's coming up a little later as Patriot Focus continues on 790 The Fan.
Okay, Mike, here we are with an amazing guest here, one of the best and brightest at Sullivan East, Miss Victoria Campbell. Tori, Miss Campbell, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
You are so talented. You're an amazing dancer, and you have been part of dance here since its inception. Tell me about that. What led to your passion for dance?
Well, I started doing dance when I was 3 years old at my studio, and once I came my freshman year to orientation, they had introduced the dance club, and they wanted to grow that more, and I got really interested in that, and I was like, well, I could dance in two places, and I feel like I'd like it a lot, and I do.
Well, you're amazing. You're incredible. And you're all watching how far the dance program's grown. It's got to make you feel proud.
Yes, I'm very proud of the team and how it's grown.
Yeah. And I remember when we had this vision for dance here. My sister was a dancer here in the 80s, and then it kind of went away. And we thought, a few people in the community thought, let's try to bring it back. And it started with, a couple ideas, and then the next thing you know, here we are today where we're competing and we're representing our school at a pretty big level. So talk to me about some of the ways that dance has provided opportunities for you.
Well, there's been a lot of opportunities with the team here. We've attended a couple of UDA camps, and with those, you can have the opportunity to try out for All-American, where you can go on different trips and show how much you've learned there and perform there as well.
Let me ask you, have you ever done that? Have you ever been selected as All-American?
I have twice.
Twice. Isn't that awesome? And I know you're not one that likes to talk about yourself, but I love to talk about you all so much. And I'm so proud of you and you being selected as an All-American. That is just great. And you're going to represent us where this year?
This year I'm going to Disney to dance in a parade.
Fantastic. And when's that going to happen?
That'll happen early November, I believe.
Okay. Early November. You're going to be in Disney. Oh, I hear Florida and Orlando's dreadful in the late fall.
It's pretty hot, but it'll be okay. It'll still be a lot of fun.
It's going to feel better than it's going to feel here, I guarantee you. So is dance something that, do you use that to maybe connect with who you are or express yourself, or is it just fun?
I think it's a mix of both, honestly, because with dance you can really tell a story while you're performing, and you can also connect with other dancers and how they perceive things, and you can also do that same thing with them.
I think that's cool. And so for most people out there, including myself, dancing, there's a variety of types of dancing. So talk to us a little bit about that, what you would consider your best at. Or what do you like the most?
I like a lot of styles. I do tap, ballet, I used to do tumbling, jazz, hip-hop, contemporary, And here we also do pom style at the school, and I think that I really like contemporary and hip-hop a lot. And I also like tap.
Tap, really? I've not got to see that. So what's lyrical?
So lyrical's almost like ballet, except it's not like the pink, like up on your toes shoes that a lot of people would consider like ballet with. And it's more like heartfelt, and that's one that people typically tell a story with, of either like some examples at competitions are like telling the story of losing a loved one or having to say goodbye to a close friend or something like that, and kind of showing that in different ways.
I think it's beautiful how you can do that and you can communicate that way. Communication is so many different forms, and some of us, I always say all of us are great at something, and finding what we're great at is so important. And this is just another avenue for people to find that. And like you said, it's a combination of expression and fun. Is this something you want to keep doing?
I think I want to keep doing it. I would love to be a UDA staff after going to different camps and seeing how they go about things. I think that would be a lot of fun.
And so is this something, like, just out of curiosity, because we see people dance, we see children, we see high school age kids, college age. What about people that are older? Is dance something, how can you stay involved in dance when you get more seasoned in life?
At my studio, we typically have like a tap class for like older people who would still want to continue dance, but there are also other classes of like ballet and simple things that they can take if they just want to like go and have a fun class.
Yeah. Ballroom dancing,
Yes.
line dancing, those are fun. Now, you say older. When you say older, how old are you talking? What do you consider? Just kidding. Oh, well, I love it, and you have done so well. And can everybody dance?
I think everyone can, even if it's like not absolutely perfect at first. If you would want to grow that, you can definitely put the effort in to make it as best as you want it to be.
So you're saying there's something for everybody. So it's just like I said, everybody's great at something. Everybody's got a dance they can do too.
Yes.
Well, I had to do the Cupid Shuffle before school started at our convocation ceremony. I can do stuff when it's telling me what to do. It's good. Just don't make me use any rhythm because I look terrible. It's embarrassing. Is it hard? Have you found, is it hard to get people to get out of their comfort zone to do that in front of others?
It definitely can be kind of hard to do that, especially in front of like a large group, how we perform like at football games. Getting used to like having practices inside where it's just the team and then going back out there, it can be a lot at first, but kind of warming up to that, you kind of realize, oh, it's just another performance.
So when I watch these performances, and not just here, but all over, TV or in live and at another event, it just seems so much. How do you remember what to do? Just through repetition?
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of repetition to kind of get like muscle memory kicked in, so that way you really don't have to think too much about it, and you can just kind of relax and have fun with it as you go.
We tried to do a tandem dance here. I was invited to be part of it for one of the pep rallies. I could not get it. I just couldn't get it. But I just winged it eventually, and it worked. But there's something for everybody. And was it, they say dance like no one's watching?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how they got to approach it. Well, what's the future hold for you?
I'm not sure. I would love to consider still doing dance like in college and maybe teaching it and coaching it beyond. But other than that, I'm honestly not sure yet.
Okay. Well, the fact that you're interested in being an instructor is teaching something you've thought of.
Yes.
I think you'd be great at it. But I know this, from what I know about you and what I've watched, no matter what you do, you're going to be great. Because you're a great human being and you're also a Sullivan East Patriot. Tori, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
You're listening to Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan. Here we are on 790 The Fan, Patriot Focus, here with an amazing new employee at Sullivan East High School. That's right. Braylee Ketron. Braylee is our new theater arts teacher here at Sullivan East, and we are so thankful to have her. Braylee, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you come from? Did you just appear out of nowhere, or did you do this job somewhere else?
So I'm a Hawkins County native. I taught there for about 2.5 years, and I led their theater program for 2 years while I was there. And then before that, I got a theater degree and a master's degree at ETSU.
So what led you to theater? I mean, what is it about that makes you want to choose this profession?
Theater is the ultimate art form. There's not a single different art form that can't be encompassed into theater, especially in musical theater. You need every single piece of the art world in order to make a production. You have to have your visual arts for your renderings and your designs. You have to have your fabrication arts for your costumes. You have to have carpentry and architecture for your set designs. Sometimes you're even molding things out of, clay so that you can, take another mold of it and make it into a specific prop that you need for a show. I think that as humans, at our core, we're storytellers. That's the oldest art form that there is, and that's what theater is. And I think that that's all that we really want to do as people is we want to tell our stories and other stories that don't belong to us. And I think that's especially true for teenagers. Everybody needs someone to hear their story. So I think that teaching theater and teaching in general just go hand in hand.
I couldn't agree more. And that is the truth. We all want to be heard. And we also I feel like I want to be inspired. Mm-hmm. We want to see that there's something out there that that's relatable to us, and knowing that, hey, that person knows what I've went through. Mm-hmm. And we can share that journey together, and it gives us hope and inspiration. Yeah. I think that's fantastic, and theater does that. So take somebody like me. I can't sing. I'm not very handsome. I don't have much talent, but I love theater. Mm-hmm. What role would I have? What would be good for me?
Well, I find that most people who say they're not talented are lying. Everybody has something special about them, whether it's meant to be on the stage in front of other people or behind the stage. Theater is the ultimate equity tool. There's a place for literally everyone within theater. Okay. Whether you want to be, behind the scenes creating things, whether you want to be leading a tech rehearsal as a stage manager, you can manage other people. You can light design. You can just operate the lighting board. I mean, really, there's a place for everyone in theater.
I found that to be true, and I like the sound stuff. Mm-hmm. The sound stuff's intriguing to me. I can carry things. I'm pretty strong, and I can kill time. So that would be my strength. So I probably would be help setting up sets and all that. Yep. What else do you do here at Sullivan East? What else involved? It's not just about putting on a show. What else? The other classes do you teach here?
So we actually have a stagecraft class, which is where we do all of the technical side of theater. Okay. So right now we're starting out with just the basics of design. We've been working on renderings, which are the drawings of the designs, their set designs, their character designs, and their prop designs. And then very soon, as in probably tomorrow, we're going to start reading Eurydice by Sarah Rule, so they get some hands-on experience with a text. And that plays really good because it's very wide open. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of get to play with what era they want to set it in. They get to play with how they want to design all of these interesting characters. There's some weird characters, but that's part of the fun. And
it's kind of like life, isn't it? There's some real weird characters out there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the truth. And these guys here... What we want, and I mean this, I want all of y'all to be well-rounded individuals. Not just, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be an electrician, whatever. No, I want everybody to be able to know a little bit about everything, especially this. Because you may find yourself in this. And it makes you feel kind of cool when you do go to see a show and you're like, I can understand this. I know what went through putting that together. You mentioned technical design, the technical piece. What does that mean?
Yeah. Everything outside of performance is considered technical theater.
Okay.
At a professional theater, that means hundreds of jobs within one theater setting. Mm-hmm. A lot of times in smaller theaters, like in schools or in community theaters, there's one person over the costuming department. But with a professional theater, you have one person who's a designer. You have one person who's the wardrobe manager who manages all the costumes once they're made. You have a stitcher. You have a draper. You have all of these different roles just within the costume department. And it's same for every other department as well.
I was a stage manager at a community theater performance. That was pretty cool. Yeah. I got my name in the playbill and everything. And I didn't do anything except stand there looking cool and tell people, hey, we're getting ready to go on. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
But no, there's something for everybody. Well, that's great. Well, what about you guys? Do you all have any things that you want to do with this type of career, or do you want to be in a play?
I would like to be like a stage design
Oh, okay.
for like backgrounds and stuff, props and whatnot.
I think that's awesome, Art. So you're pretty handy there. So this is like stagecraft, what we're in right now. Yeah. So that's woodworking. Yeah, I mean, that's residential construction. Well, that's fascinating. What led you to that interest?
It's just because like I draw a lot, and so like I get like compliments of like, yeah, you do pretty good on drawing and stuff. So like, yeah, I just think I would be pretty good with like background design and stuff.
Yeah. I think it's cool, too, that you can think about it, draw it, and then make it happen. From concept to application. It's pretty special. That's great. Well, let me ask you, Miss Ketron, what are we designing sets for? I mean, what's coming up here? What's our show?
We are going to do Frozen the Musical in December, the first and second weekend of December. We are working right now to get some decisions made for our designs for Frozen. I just presented our designs to our cast last week at our read-through, and I think they're pretty excited. Okay, I'll show you guys too.
I'm excited, too, because I will be singing that stuff non-stop. Won't you all? I don't make me do. I about started singing Let It Go just then.
I already wake up singing it.
Oh, I bet you do. Well, Miss Ketron, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I thank you for being here in the Patriot Nation. Guys in class, thank you all for what you do, too. I look forward to seeing Frozen and all the other amazing things that happen out of this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're listening to Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan. All right, Mike, thank you so much. Here we are on Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan with our new assistant principal, Dr. Ryan Williamson. Dr. Williamson, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mr. Hare. Appreciate you for having me on, and it's good to be back at East High School.
That's right. You know, you almost said East Middle. Why would you almost say East Middle?
Spent 9 years here at the high school, but the last 5 has been at the middle school as an assistant principal, and finally got to come home.
Yeah, when I first got here ages ago, you were still teaching chemistry and coaching cross country. Do you miss that?
There's some days that I miss certain aspects of it. I like the consistency of the classroom, kind of knowing day to day what was going to be happening and getting a plan for that. And the admin world's a little different. Don't know what's going to happen day to day.
Yeah, that is true. We've got to be prepared for anything at all times, 24/7. And you've jumped right in, and it's like you've been here forever. Has it been much of an adjustment for you?
No, not really. I've known a lot of these kids that are here at the school now, just having them come through the middle school. So
yeah, that's true.
Having to learn some names again, putting faces and names together once again, but getting those kids again and seeing how they've grown up and how they've matured from their middle school days has been a real blessing so far.
I spent the first part of my career, the better part of my career, and my elementary and middle school years in a K-8 school. And where I used to work as a principal, all the feeder schools were K-8. And that's one thing, is you got to watch that transition over 8-9 years. And that is unique. And you're getting to do that, having seen a lot of these guys when they were 11 years old and now they're 18. That's crazy. And it's cool watching them grow and develop and become productive citizens.
Yeah, it's great getting to see getting to reap kind of what you sowed as an administrator and as a mentor to these kids when they were younger. I'm just seeing how some of them have matured and they've started to make better decisions and their grades and stuff. So it's great to see that all that work you put in at that pivotal age group of those middle school years and how it comes to fruition when they get to high school.
Yeah, that is awesome. I always say I'm not worried about the future because they're in it. I'm more worried about the present because people like me are in it. Do you see kids now versus even when you were a student that may have, I think kids are more empathetic with each other, with things. They're more aware of what's happening around them in society and culturally. Do you see that?
Yeah, I think they're so connected now with cell phones and social media and the internet, which, the internet was kind of a new thing when we were growing up. And now they have so much access to information. And so I think they know what's going on around them more so than they used to. And so that opens their eyes to what's going on in the world and what other people are going through. And it does change the way that they are.
Yeah. I always say I think the extremes are more prevalent now than ever before. The extreme bads and then extreme goods versus when I was younger. That's interesting. I'm glad you observed that too. It's always nice when you have an opinion and somebody agrees with it because, finally I'm right. I did it. So speaking of that, and you don't get to hear that much either because you're a dad. You're like embedded here in the East Zone now, right?
Yeah, I've got actually all three of my kids are in Bluff City. I've got one in kindergarten all the way up through 5th grade. So all three of those kids are in there. So it's great to be able to just be over there at Bluff City and see these kids that are going to eventually make it to East High School and East Middle School. My wife's teaching at East Middle School this year. We're all in the East community, and we enjoy it over here.
I always believe that it's best when it's that way. I used to be a principal of a school that I wasn't living in that community at the time, and there were benefits to it, but it's much more beneficial to live where you're working in this line of work. Have you found that to be true?
Yeah, it's good to go to the grocery store and see, one of your students helping bag groceries or ringing you up or whatever, and getting to just have a communication with them outside of the normal school day, and let them see you in a different light, or go to the gym and see some of your kids working out or running or whatever. So it's good to see those kids outside of the school day and see that for them to see that you're a normal person too, but also see that they're normal people as well.
That's right. We are normal people. And before you became an administrator, you were much more normal. Tell us what brought you up here, because you didn't go to East High School.
Yeah, I grew up in the South Knoxville area, but really grew up in Seymour in Sevier County. Ended up running track at King, used to be King College, but King University. That's what brought me up to this area, and met my wife at King. And so at that point, we kind of stuck in this area. Yeah. So we've been here ever since.
Was it an easy adjustment? It's pretty similar down there versus up here, right?
I really did think that the two communities were really similar until the first time we went back down there to play a football game. I actually rode the football bus. Coach Dyer couldn't go that day, so I was kind of acting AD, kind of helping them get them to the school and everything. And as we were driving through the community, I was just looking around, and I realized that that area was a lot more affluent than what we deal with here. And so that was very eye-opening to me, just seeing that the way that I grew up was similar, but in a lot of ways it was different from what we deal with here. But at the end of the day, we got the same problems that everybody does.
We're
all
human
these different
beings.
schools. So
we have our 7 exchange students are here right now, and I was taking a picture of them, and I was going to post it, just introducing them, and they were just tore up about making sure they looked okay and how the picture looked. And it doesn't matter if you're from Europe or from here. Kids are kids. Right. They worry about the same things, and that's true with our communities too. I do think what makes this place unique, and why, I like to wear this button that says I love SE. Why I do is because of the people. I think the people here are more unique. They're more pure, more true, more truthful than any place I've ever been. And I think that separates us. I love that. What do you look forward to in your career here? Are you looking at how many more years you got?
I'm just about the halfway point in my career. So I've got 15 plus more years to go.
So you can't think about moving on. Yeah, you're here for a while.
We always need to look for the future, but we always got to make sure we're in the present.
That's
so
right.
You want to make sure that we're doing our job here and making the most of our every day that we're here in this building. So, kind of looking forward to the future, but really just looking forward to making sure that we continue the growth that we've shown here in this building at East High School, hopefully take it to the next level.
So we are in Sullivan County. We're more than a score, more than a number, and you're over the data here. Tell me, what does that mean to you?
I think it's important for us to make sure that our kids are growing, making sure that we're moving the needle on every student that comes in our building as much as possible. So, really looking at that growth, but also making sure that we're hitting those achievement goals that we've got set forth by the state and by our district. We've got to make sure that we're balancing the growth and the achievement, and we're not just focused on one or the other, and we're not just focused on discipline or things like that. But we're also putting all these things together to look at the whole child, the whole student.
Yeah. Because they're more than a number. Right. Well, Dr. Williamson, we're so thankful you're here. You're amazing, and it's so great to be reunited in this capacity. And can't wait to work with you for many more years to come.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I look forward to it. It's a great place to be, and I'm glad to be back.
Well, Mike, I'm going to send it back to headquarters there. You're listening to Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hare. Always nice to hear what's happening from the school at Sullivan East High School with all those interviews that Andy does on site during the school day. Coming up, we have Sullivan East and Johnson County. That is going to be at the top of the hour, will be our coverage of that. But first, we have the Braves clubhouse report to get to here on 790 The Fan.